everybody.
Want to hear the most annoying sound in the world?
Well, let's start the insanity.
Hello and welcome to the Weekly Yak. I'm Mac with Mel.
Hello.
And Randy.
Oh, hey.
Nice to see you guys.
Same.
Of course.
On this lovely day after yesterday being really
shitty.
Yeah, I don't like to, be, that old guy that talks about the weather, but yesterday was pretty awful.
Yeah.
It was, indeed. I got soaked, and it was not fun.
Not in the good way, so.
Not in a good way, no.
Avoid all the jokes about being wet. Wah, wah.
But man, what a difference a day makes. Today's beautiful.
It is so pretty outside today. So warm.
Yes. There used to be a guy on the show who could not say warm. It used to bug the crap out of me. He used to say warm.
Warm?
Warm. Because I remember the first time he said it. I mean, I'm sure he said it a lot of times, but when you have like headphones on and it's piped right into your eardrums, I'm like, what did you say? Warm? He's like, yeah, warm.
Like cool quick.
I'm like, you mean warm? He's like, no, that's like WORM. I'm like, no, that's worm.
Like wash.
No,
I gotta wash my clothes.
My mom does that just because she's really, really country. But that's like, I always thought when you wash them, that's like you're really what?
I didn't do it.
Did you hear it though?
I did. Hear
it was on here.
I was like, oh.
That I don't know. I just
I didn't hear that. I heard ding.
Okay, maybe I'm crazy.
Oh,
I
mean, there was like a little notification that popped up that went. Bah.
Okay, that's
it was
what I
like
heard.
it was the system's like crashing. No,
Yes.
but it was like a bad. It was a
Goodbye,
bad.
cruel world.
It was
I'm tired of hearing these fuckers talk.
Our computer just took a bunch of pills to get out of this. Yeah.
Is your computer at Coachella?
Is that no? Did that happen?
Well, no. I just figured
They take a bunch of pills at Coachella and get high.
Yeah.
Oh, right. That's true.
Because those rich kids need to do something to feel alive.
Right.
Oh.
What would be the pill of choice there? Ecstasy? No, I don't know.
Yeah, probably.
Probably.
X.
Is ecstasy a pill?
I mean, it's a
can't-
tab.
Right. Yeah. It's like
I've never done it.
clearly we're not cool. We're like, so what is when you're on the ecstasy? What is that like?
On the ecstasy, as the kids call it.
That's how you automatically are not cool when you call it the marijuana.
The ecstasy.
The ecstasy.
I had a really good friend that used to say everything the whatever and got me started doing that.
Like on purpose?
Yeah.
It's always everything was the whatever.
Everything was the,
The blank.
Yeah.
In college, we used to say, "Are you having the sex?"
I'm really happy we're going to have all of the sex. But speaking of the weather, like what I said last time, like if there's a tornado, I'm dying because I'm not going to wake up.
Oh yeah.
So there was a big storm that blew in yesterday, and apparently I didn't. I closed my front door, but I didn't lock it, and like it was so bad. I got up the next morning, and my door was wide open.
Oh shit.
But you see all those leaves when you came in? That was from that because I was like, oh well.
Don't know how to fucking sweep.
I know. Not for you guys. But then I was like, man, nothing's stolen. That's the first thing I thought of. Like, is anything? I didn't think about like bingo safety or whatever. But is my TV still here? And it is.
Yes.
But I guess that just means I have good neighbors. But I was like, man, I gotta be a lighter sleeper. Like that was really kind of
shit. Yeah.
Well, but still, I mean, I usually lock my door, but it was just scary because I was like, man, I didn't even hear it blow the door open. And
somebody could have come in, stolen everything, killed your ass, and left.
I was more worried about my things than my life. Are my things still here?
Well, you knew your life was still there when you woke up.
Okay, true. So right. I didn't have to go check and make sure I was still alive.
Or did you?
Yeah. Well, like the kids at Coachella, I have to sometimes.
Gotta do
sometimes I have to
something.
jam a fork in my leg to make sure that I can still feel pain. That sounds like a cry for help. I'm just kidding. I don't really do that. But if you do, you should get help. And also, by the way, PSA or FYI or whatever, I know that because you were bothering me about it a while ago about Spotify. If you normally listen to us on Spotify, we are working on it. I know it's not on there, so I guess hopefully you're listening to it on a different app or whatever. But if you prefer Spotify, there's something wrong with our RSS feed, and it's not. I'm trying to, because there's like 3 different, like the website that hosts it, the ad service that puts the ads in there, and Spotify. There's something that's not right all the way across, and it's not working. But it's working on the other ones. I don't know why.
When it popped up and said the last time we updated our podcast was December 1st, 1969, I went,
69.
I think there's a problem going on with Spotify.
That's crazy because it was working this year. I don't know. It must have just screwed it up with the RSS feed, I guess. Do you guys know? You know what that is, right? Okay.
Totally.
Do you? You don't know.
Of course not.
Oh, it's just it's the feed that you post into any of the podcast. What do you call them? Podcast directories. So it's a link that it will always update as soon as there's a new episode. It'll catch it.
Gotcha.
So,
I'm probably the least tech savvy millennial that exists.
but you look like you would be
that I would be tech savvy.
You have glasses.
Alas.
That's all it takes. That's all it takes. Bingo just stuck his anteater tongue up her face.
I got literally tongue kissed by Bingo.
And he finished eating too, so it's probably really delicious.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. Well, it's better than the alternative, what he could have been eating.
Oh, God.
For a while, I used to think he ate his turds because his breath stunk so bad.
That's just dog.
But he's just got really bad. They were telling me that little dogs will have worse, like plaque and bad breath and stuff. So I have to get him. He's due for a cleaning.
Yeah, if he's gonna keep tongue kissing me, don't me too me, Bingo. No.
Bingo's already up and around Cosby by now, probably. So.
I mean, I've got a drink here. He better not roofie my drink.
If you turn your back on it yet, he
better
will.
watch that Topo Chico.
Oh no. I'm not worried about you guys. I'm worried about Bingo. I'm worried about the dog.
That's kind of,
I think about me.
Your priorities are. Well, or you just feel that we're really good people.
Yeah, that's you guys are safe. I trust you.
This is a safe place.
This is a safe space. Except, Bingo. Even though Bingo sits in my lap the whole time, pretty much, and feels my boobies.
Yes, he does.
All right.
I get a lot of play on Thursdays, guys.
All right, enough about Bingo. What's going on with you guys?
Well, I am preparing myself. I'm going to Austin tomorrow to do some theater stuff. I'm really excited because I like to show off those 2.5 degrees I have in theater.
2.5.
Yeah. I'm ABD on a PhD, so,
All right.
I got 2.5 degrees. I feel like I got a lot of knowledge there. And when I get to share it, it makes me feel proud, like my student loans went to something. So that's nice.
It's always good to feel like they went to something.
Yeah.
Because a lot of times it feels like I feel like I just waste. Yeah.
Yeah. So I'm excited about that tomorrow. And
like you're going to perform?
No, I'm going to get to do a master class.
Oh, you teach it?
Yeah, because I'm a master teacher.
You're a master classer.
A master baiter.
Yes.
That's if you go to a fishing competition and you're very good at baiting your hook. You are a master baiter. Yes.
Oh, Lord.
And then I'm going with the Hubsters to my favorite little movie theater in Austin. We're going to the Alamo Drafthouse. And we're going to go see Endgame. So going to go get my Avengers on. I'm really excited. I've been prepping all week. I haven't watched them all. I just watched the 3 Avengers movies and Captain America Civil War, because that's pretty much an Avengers movie. And prepped for the nerdiness.
Is that you're pre-gaming?
Yeah, that's my pre-gaming. Right. Yeah, I'm really stoked. And I'm just ready to get my nerd on. So that's where I am.
You've got it. Do you have a nerd on right now?
But
just talking about it.
Yeah.
But Mel, do you have any big announcements to share?
Well, I was saving that towards the end when we do our big announcements.
Oh, okay. Because part of my week was also about that.
Well, I guess the big announcement, we'll say it now because Randy can't hold his load, is...
Mood.
Allegedly.
Allegedly.
He is a master baiter.
A master edger.
Apparently not.
We already talked about this. Anyway, Waco Warp is doing a double feature on June the 1st. Tickets are on sale now. And
where?
On you can go to the Waco Warp Facebook page, and there's a link to the online ticketing, and you can get your tickets because it's limited seating. And we are doing 2 shows because it is a small venue.
At the Braz?
No, we are doing it at the TMC Listening Lounge on Columbus here in Waco. It is a talk about intimate space. I mean,
It's very nice.
It's
very
going
tight.
to be really, it's going to be tight.
Perfect.
But it's going to be really great. And we're doing it June 1st, so the school's out, weather should be nice, and also it's the start of LGBT Pride Month, and so we're going to do a few little Pride things here and there to kind of celebrate the community, and this guy over here is going to be doing some stuff, and I won't burst his bubble, so I'll let him finish his... and tell you the rest of the story.
Oh, yeah. Well, because it is LGBTQ Pride Month, and I'm lucky enough that I'm going to be playing Frankenfurter in one of the 2 shows. Yes, the Sweet Transvestite. And I have been, for a long time, mulling over trying to get into doing drag. As
almost like you said drugs.
Oh, yeah, drugs.
Doing
too.
drugs?
Those two.
Drugs?
Those 2.
Yeah.
But I'm going to be, along with the other person that is playing Frank in the other show, Logan Barry Bush is the drag king name. I'm going to be doing drag with him is his stage name is Logan Barry Bush, and another drag queen named
Serena Salvatore.
Serena Salvatore, based out of the Temple, Austin area.
Yes.
And it's going to be a whole lot of fun. Oh, and my drag name.
That's what I was waiting for.
My drag name that Mel came up with is Spinda Dreidel.
Perfect.
Yes.
You're welcome. You're welcome.
Perfect. Very Jewish oriented.
Yes.
Well,
Perfect.
besides the Jewishness of it, Randy's drag or his dance in general has a lot of spinning. So
yeah.
I
so
figure that
it makes sense,
sense that he's Spinda Dreidel.
Spinda Dreidel. That's it.
So get your tickets now. Come see Randy in some lingerie. And
so you can, like we all have, so you can be just like the rest of us.
Well, if you follow me on Instagram, you can already see some of it.
And we're also going to be at Free Comic Book Day coming up on May 4th.
Yeah.
Promoting the show. And,
this really should be at the end of this episode.
Well, I know, but someone wanted to talk about it right now.
Well, this isn't what y'all have done this week.
It is because
it just got announced.
We just got announced
you
Monday.
Didn't do it.
Tickets have been on sale. It's been a lot of promotion. Okay,
you can plug it again at the end of the show.
We will, but that's at least my week, and then Randy.
Nothing else.
And and then part of my week has been like going to thrift stores and like looking around for outfits, because it turns out like buying clothes is real expensive, especially when you're only going to wear them like once or twice.
Right.
So I'm trying to like find some thrifty stuff on sale to then like figure out what numbers I'm going to do, and some thirsty stuff.
That happened to me when I was doing the radio thing, because I wanted to get some like old timey clothes, but I'm like, and then that's what I was like, I really want it to look good, but man, I'm wearing it once. I shouldn't spend $150 on. So I understand, especially you need more than just a couple things, I guess, right? You need like.
Thankfully, there's a wig shop in the mall. I have not looked to see how expensive they are. I imagine they are probably pretty expensive. But also, thankfully, Amazon is a thing.
Yes.
And pretty well priced.
Also, know people.
And that is also true.
That's true. And Amazon's got a million things now.
Yeah.
I feel guilty buying stuff on Amazon. Just because
You want to
shop locally?
Local.
I want to shop local
Merchants?
also because Jeff Bezos doesn't need any more damn money.
Oh, yeah.
But
it's convenient, man.
It is convenient. I also bought my fan on Amazon, so I guess I can't be that much of a stickler.
You're not that upset about it.
If you tuned in
love
last
my
week,
fan.
you would have known.
Yeah, speaking
Let's do ASMR with the gummy bears.
Oh, yeah.
gummy bears, open the bag.
Let's talk about Squarespace.
Open the bag.
I can't. Okay.
No, you needed to do that in the mic.
pop. We wanted the
Oh,
pop. We don't
okay.
want your voice.
No, I thought you
dude.
just wanted me to open it.
Well,
This
yeah,
is
but do it in the
such
mic.
good. This is a great podcast right now. Wait for it.
I just came a little bit.
That was so satisfying for both of us. We were like, oh, yeah.
Right. There's also when we took the kids, when I did that Caritas thing last week, somehow that came up, and I was like, oh, these kids are going to think I'm weird. Because somebody was making crinkly sounds, and they were like, oh, yeah, we totally know about that. And have you seen the one where, like, dogs or animals eat carrots, and that's like ASMR?
No.
Like celery, like they...
Just the crunchy?
Yeah, just the crunch. That doesn't really do it for me, because it's kind of... I don't know. I don't like when people chew with their mouth open, or chewing sounds or eating sounds aren't relaxing to me.
Yeah.
So
Me neither.
and then but it was just nice that they knew about this genre, and they even showed me some that they made them eating carrots, but with their phone mic right next to it.
That's neat.
It's a little odd.
Is it? I don't know.
I mean,
they're the best kids.
well, there you go. I guess I've never met anybody that actually makes their own ASMR videos. I think the ASMR that I love, not because I feel anything from ASMR, but because they're so funny, is the little girl being rude ASMR. Have you seen these?
I haven't.
It's this little girl, and she's maybe 10 or 11, and she puts on a character, and basically ASMR is rude to whoever's watching. She's a rude airline stewardess. Sir, I really can't understand why you can't find your seat. Do you need 2 seats? It looks like you might. Just stuff like that.
I would be okay with somebody that was rude to me in
as long as
ASMR.
As long as it's really crisp and talking like this. Get to your fucking seat.
Also, Squarespace.
Yeah.
Your ASMR, though, would be that fan popping. You'd just be like,
It's too loud. I'd have to do it way back
it
here.
was so loud. Sorry, people last week that listened to the podcast and got your ears blown out when
I'm
Randy-
not sorry.
Sorry, not sorry.
Baby, I'm sorry.
I'm not sorry. That the lip sync with Brooklyn and Evie this week. Oh my gosh. We'll have to show Mac later. That'll be another Animos TV.
I did watch one episode of OA.
Oh, how'd it go?
It was good.
Since that was part of your week.
It was. I feel like I should have watched a lot more of them. It was good. I'm going to, but for this, for what I got from the first one, I really love. This is really a nerdy thing. It's probably not what you want to hear. I really like the way it's shot.
Oh no, it's amazing.
The way it's just the cinematography is really awesome and stuff. I mean, I like it, all the supernatural stuff going on. Why she can see, and stuff like that. So I will have a better report when I've watched maybe the whole season, and then we can just discuss it. Because one episode, it's really not. I should have just watched more. That's my bad.
But
I did watch it. It is good.
It's pretty cool.
Because it's kind of what I hoped. I didn't really like Stranger Things. It was okay.
Bye.
Yeah.
Oh. All right. I mean, I thought I was going to be blown away. It wasn't. I don't know. I mean, I watched that whole first season, but
the cool thing is,
second season is better.
Is it? Okay.
Yeah.
if you keep watching the OA, in one of the episodes, they're watching Stranger Things.
Oh.
Because the OA came out 2 or 3 months after the first season of Stranger Things did.
Wow, it was that long ago?
In 2016,
Man, yeah. And OA is Original Angel, right? That's what she called.
Yeah.
That's what she
Did
called
you look
herself.
that up?
Yeah, because I didn't know. It's not in because I needed to know what that meant.
Oh, okay. And she goes on to explain it. It's not that big of a reveal why she calls herself that. But
I had to.
No, I'm kidding.
I know. I had to know
spoilers.
since I only watched that one. But no, it's good. Also, I've been on a. I don't know if anybody can relate to this. Maybe Mel. I don't know. Maybe nobody. But I've been watching a lot of classic movies. As in when I was younger. Not like black and white movies, but like I watched The Untouchables a couple weeks ago that I haven't watched in a long time.
Yeah.
I watched. You remember Tombstone?
Oh yeah.
Good
yeah,
Lord,
yeah.
It's my favorite. You're with Val Kilmer
and Kurt Russell. And,
yeah, that's my favorite Western. My family watched that a lot. I love that movie.
And it's like when you watch some of those, you're like, man, there's a lot of. I mean, Bill Paxton's in it. Charlton Heston's got a little.
Bill Paxton or Bill Pullman?
Bill Paxton.
We got you.
He's the one that died. He was in Apollo 13 and other. He was in Titanic. He was the guy interviewing Rose or whatever. But I'm like Dana Delaney. I forgot how pretty she was. Good Lord. And Billy Bob Thornton is the guy that bad blackjack dealer that he throws out.
It's been a while.
Yeah, it's been a while. But
is it Billy Bob Thornton?
Yeah, just really really young. The one that went, the first thing Kurt Russell does when he gets into town, where the guy's just yelling at everybody and he just throws him out.
Okay. I mean, I have not seen it in a long time.
Well, no, I'm not trying to get you to be like, oh yeah, I'm explaining. Yeah. I'm telling you because you don't remember.
I believe.
Well, I know, but that's the thing. Whenever I try to explain something to people, and then they're like, "But I don't remember." I'm like, "Well, I know. I'm telling you because you don't remember. I want to discuss it."
I came up with a. This was on my. You get your Facebook memories, and this was on my Facebook memories the other day. I was going to create a movie. I wanted a movie that was called Doppelgangers, and it was going to have a bunch of actors that people get confused, like Bill Paxton and Bill Pullman.
Which is why I said that.
Dylan McDermott and Dermot Mulroney.
Yes. And I was going to have Lawrence Fishburne and
Samuel L.
Jackson and Morgan Freeman and
Danny
Glover, because all these people get all these people confused and have the whole cast be just a bunch of people that people get confused together.
So no matter which one you say, it'll be somebody that's in that. They'll be in that movie.
Yeah.
You don't have to remember which one.
Like Ben Schwartz, who's John Ralphio from
Parks and
Rec, with the kid that plays Steve on Stranger Things. There is a whole theory that because Stranger Things was set in the 80s, that Steve Harrington was John Ralphio's dad. And there's like a whole there's a whole internet
he grows up to be Henry Winkler.
And oh my god, that's true. But there's a whole video of the two of them together, and it is some kind of funny. And,
because they look so much alike.
Joe Keery, that's his name, Joe Keery. And it's just beautiful. It's just beautiful footage. So like have all these people that people get confused, and then just make a kick-ass movie.
You better trademark that.
Yeah.
You know anybody taking it. That's a good idea.
Doppelgangers. Coming to a theater near you.
Speaking of Henry Winkler, does anybody watch Barry, or am I the only one on HBO?
Don't watch it, but I saw a thing for it after Game of Thrones this week, and I was like, oh, that looks really good.
Yeah, I'm not against it. I definitely want to watch it. I'm pro Barry.
Okay. I'm not anti-Bill Hader. I just love Bill Hader.
I do too. I'll get to where I start. Like, I just started 2 months ago, Brooklyn Nine-Nine.
If you've got
it's the best.
It's an undertaking when you have a show that you've just taken on to watch the whole, to watch the whole thing, like you're watching the whole thing.
I'm caught up on Brooklyn Nine-Nine now, but it was just like
Andy Samberg's great.
Shows that I've heard were good, but due to life, I just never got around to watching.
Yeah.
And I only have a few shows that I watch real time, and what sucks is most of them are ending this year, like Broad City, and it's over, and Game of Thrones. And, there's a few of those shows that I watch religiously when they come on, but they're over or ending. Sad times. Yeah. Speaking of, Go
ahead.
I saw this thing that really it was kind of sad, actually. That was 2019 is the ending of so many things.
Yeah.
Like Game of Thrones, which of course we know and we've discussed. The Avengers, which we've also discussed. I mean, not that they're not going to come out with more, but this is kind of the end of the,
of the run of the current characters that we're really invested in.
And then November, we get the last Star Wars. And it's
allegedly.
Well, they'll do other little franchise things, but at least this storyline.
Yeah.
And that was all super gut punchy to me, because I I started Game of Thrones late, but I've invested like 5 years in it. And then the very first MCU movie was Iron Man, and that was 2008. Watch that.
That's 10 whole years.
Gone forward,
Almost
11. Yeah. And then don't even get me started. Empire Strikes Back was one of the first movies I ever saw as a child, like in the movie theater, because I'm old. And so that's, my entire lifetime. So I'm feeling a lot of things right now about 2019.
Yeah.
So the endings.
We were talking about Star Wars today, and maybe because I'm not a super fan, but I do like especially the originals. And it's like, to me, and again, I'm not a super fan, so you guys would probably disagree, but to me, it's like it's so watered down now. There's so many. Like, I feel like if I were like a huge fan, I would get annoyed by that.
I pick and choose. I don't watch like the animated stuff or like Rogue One was okay. Solo was okay. But I really just, those episodes are the ones that really I sink my teeth into. And, those are the ones that I have the most, not just time invested in, but, what I'm invested in are those episodes with the key characters, which are still living as of now.
I love them all. I mean, I even love the Clone Wars TV show.
Well,
it's because it's surprisingly really good.
You're incorrect. You're wrong. So the whole point was that you're wrong.
But in that same vein of talking about things that are ending, because Avengers comes out today, because there are screenings today, officially tomorrow, but today because it's Thursday. I thought it'd be cool to see, because I knew that there would be one that someone had done. What is your Marvel Universe character based on your zodiac sign?
Ooh.
What's your sign, Mac?
I'll go first because I probably care the least about this.
I mean, I'm gonna read them all for anybody that's listening.
Oh, okay.
I'm just curious as to what your sign is.
Libra.
You're a Libra? No. Oh, because I already looked at this. Okay.
Is that a bad one?
You'll see.
All right.
So, starting with Capricorn, you are Captain America. Capricorns are serious to a fault and love the familiarity of tradition. Nobody in the Marvel canon exhibits this ideology more than the time-displaced super soldier. Born and raised in the 1940s, Cap takes pride in embodying the most mature aspects of the greatest generation. Sure. Aquarius, you are the Hulk. Marked by their intellect and reserved emotions, people who fall under the Aquarius banner are most exemplified by Bruce Banner, the brilliant scientist who has to actively repress his feelings or risk losing control to a literal emotional monster. Pisces.
That's me.
You are Spider-Man.
Oh.
Pisces are represented by Spider-Man, who shares their ideals of selflessness and self-sacrifice for the greater good. Bound to his dogma of great power coming with great responsibility, Superman.
All right.
Spider-Man has a history of putting himself in the way of danger to keep others out of it.
We got to take your alcohol away from you, I
Apparently.
guess.
Aries, you are Star-Lord.
I can see that already.
Mm-hmm. Restless and enthusiastic, blah, 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 blah.
I don't know. What is a Star-Lord?
You have
this guy right there.
You have a poster of him behind you.
I thought this was all... Sorry, I thought we were talking about Star Wars.
No, dude.
No,
Marvel.
this is just Marvel. Okay,
we were
sorry.
talking Avengers.
Sorry. I thought this was like what
Wow.
Star Wars character. I'm
No.
sorry. That's how once I wasn't caring. Okay,
Pause.
yeah.
When was
Chris Pratt.
Spider-Man? When was Spider-Man?
Or Captain America or the Hulk.
It's Star Wars.
Okay.
I wasn't listening.
Obviously.
Anyway. Taurus, you are Vision. If you have a grounded, realistic exterior that hides an ocean of emotion, you might be a Taurus. Gemini, you are the Black Widow. Ooh.
Is she in Star Wars? Okay.
bitch.
No. Yeah, it's Scarlett Johansson. She plays the Asian girl. Thank you. Like Gemini's, Black Widow is an unpredictable enigma, social and even relatable with a secret side. Cancer, you are Jessica Jones. Like a Cancer, Jessica Jones is filled with emotions, and in her case at least, represents traumas, but keeps them trapped in the back of her mind, unwilling or unable to share them. If you are a Leo, you are the Black Panther. Ooh.
Wakanda forever.
Creative, kind, and confident, who's a passion for helping others and is capable of being both a thoughtful leader and a quick-thinking combatant. If you're a Virgo, you are Ant-Man.
Okay.
Ant-Man has the industrious mind of a seasoned engineer and works hard to get what he wants, is loyal to the people that help him, and all traits associated with Virgos. Libra.
Here.
Thanos.
Is that the purple guy?
He's the one that snapped and killed everybody.
So
perfect.
I could see that
He
part.
snapped and killed people?
Mr. Thanos, why your chin look like a potato chip? Libras are particularly focused on the concept of balance. They like things to be fair and symmetrical, a trait shared by the Mad Titan Thanos. His plan to randomly eliminate half of all life in the universe is in order to save the other half. It's grisly, but ultimately justified in the grand scheme of things.
Most of my things are justified.
Allegedly.
And then we're going to do Sagittarius and then save Scorpio for last because I'm Scorpio. So Sagittarius, you are Thor. Freedom is the ultimate ideal. Optimistic and driven, they try their best to cram as much experience and exploration into their lives as possible. Scorpio,
You're Iron Man.
That's what you think?
Yeah.
Who do you think Scorpio
That's the only
would
one
be?
that's left.
Mm-mm.
Oh, I guess not.
Batman?
Oh,
What a jerk. What a guy.
Mac lives at if nerds,
If you're
if you want to come beat him up.
If you're
Yeah.
Scorpio like me, you're the Scarlet Witch.
Oh.
Very emotional and follows her heart, making her just like the very sensitive Scorpio. Wanda feels everything very strongly, from the grief that she felt at the loss of her twin brother to the betrayal she felt from being imprisoned at the Avengers compound to the powerful love she feels for Vision.
Also, that bitch lost her accent between Civil War.
She did.
And I had a lot of problems. I watched these and came up with my thoughts according to the movies, and that was one of them. Was how did she lose her accent between Civil War and Infinity War?
The same reason that Halle Berry lost her accent between the first X-Men movie and the second one.
It just went
She
away.
was fully from Wakanda in that first one with that accent. And then in the second movie, she was just like from Massachusetts or something.
I'm just like, my dad has lived in Texas for over 40 years, and he's from Alabama, and he still sounds like he left Alabama yesterday.
He totally
but this
does.
bitch from Eastern Europe still, all of a sudden, she's American. How'd that happen?
How'd it happen?
Arnold Schwarzenegger can't even lose his accent.
Right? And he was governor.
Why is that a want? That wasn't a. I'm just saying.
I mean, that wasn't on you. That was on the Schwarzenegger.
No. All right, we're gonna take a break.
Okay.
And hopefully come back and not talk about any comic book stuff.
Ooh.
Oh, is that what your lady bits are? Oh, come on.
No, they're not.
Oh,
I
okay.
just wanted to make you feel awkward.
Well, mine aren't either.
Okay, good. Well, no, it's not that I don't like it. It's just I don't know that much about
Oh,
it.
you're a loser. It's fine.
Yeah. Well, I could call. Well,
Yeah, whatever.
Sure.
yeah. But we'll come back. We'll do. Did you come up with a new name for your thing, or
Yeah.
it's not celebrity stuff?
Celebrities.
I was thinking celebrity status.
Celebrity status. Cool. And then Mel's Lady Bits. So
Yeah.
take a break. Be right back.
Oh, yeah.
This is the Weekly Yak. Welcome back to the Weekly Yak with Mac,
Pretend you're somewhere else and just take it.
Mel,
Not to say, that I'm a cherry, because that's been gone for a while.
Hey.
and Randy.
You have trouble finding the sweet spot sometimes?
It's the Weekly Yak.
Do you have trouble finding the sweet spot?
Me personally? No.
Yes, you. No, that guy over there. Bingo. Do you have trouble finding the sweet
He
spot?
found the spot.
He found it. It's
He
Mel's
found his
lap
spot.
is the sweet spot, apparently.
Hey.
Yeah.
Hey, girl, hey.
That's not the first time that's been said.
Hey-o. All right.
Gross.
So what are you doing first? Celebrity status? Or no, Mel's first?
I mean, just because
Okay.
I just got done with my thing.
Okay, you just got done.
Oh, well, hold on. You ready?
Let's do it.
All right. Here we go.
Bell's Lady Bits.
And go.
It's still funny. Okay. So, bear with me. Okay. This is Game of Thrones very quickly related, but there's more to it. So, first off, this may be a little spoiler from last week, but on the grand scale of Game of Thrones spoilers, it's not like Red Wedding level. So, get over yourself, people. Okay, so on. Yes, that. Okay, so on the most recent episode of Game of Thrones, a very touching, tear-jerking, beautiful moment was that Brienne of Tarth, who is the big woman, as some people know her as, she is a kick-ass lady knight, but she couldn't be a knight because they say that where she's from, women can't be knights, even though she's kicked more ass and killed more people than a lot of the dudes on that show.
Is
but
probably the best hand-to-hand combat fighter on the show.
She's a badass bitch.
Hand
Anyway,
sword to sword, hand to hand. She's real good.
Yay. So anyway, I was looking up some stats to find out, because when you think about it in history, you'll be so proud, Mac. I did some research. So in history,
I am happy. And history.
We don't know a lot about lady knights, and were there lady knights and things like that. So I did some research, because it's a big deal that she got knighted on the TV show. And, you know, there's always those stories.
Well, aren't they late? Like, are you talking about like even nowadays? Or you just mean a knight, like a real
Yeah,
knight?
I'm talking
like
back in the day.
like suit of armor,
Like
knight.
sword
Yeah.
and shield, fighting,
Yeah,
all of
I
it.
know.
Because now they get knighted and you're just sir. Or,
Yeah. No.
But a lady, can a lady be knighted that way?
She's a dame.
Dame. That's right.
Yeah.
Like Dame Judi Dench.
Yes.
Right. Okay.
But I don't really care about modern times. I'm talking about way back in the Middle Ages, that kind of dark ages, those times.
Knights of the Round Table.
Yes. And now I'm going to sing the song. Anyway.
If there were any lady knights, they would have put a tablecloth on that table.
Oh, boo.
Oh, I'm sorry.
Anyway, you just...
Okay,
misogyny. Okay, so historical relevance. I found out there were lady knights, but history, fucking misogyny.
Of course.
Here are a few lady knights. They're not specific names of lady knights because, once again, misogyny. But some interesting little tidbits for you. There was the Order of the Hatchet in Spain in 1149. And what's really awesome about them is, number one, they didn't have to pay taxes.
Oh, cool.
Because they helped fight for Spain's freedom, etc. And they would have an annual parade every year to honor them, these ladies. So,
nice.
lady
How
knights.
cool.
In Italy, there was the Order of the Glorious Saint Mary from 1233 to 1558, so almost 300 years, the Lady Knights there. And then, of course, in England, there were the Knights of the Garter, which is pretty misogynist in its own way.
Well, what if they named themselves that?
Well, maybe. From 1358 to 1488, so about 100 years, but both Italy and England shut down their Lady Knights because of misogyny and religious figures that came up, and they were like, women should be in the home and blah, blah, blah. Whatever. And then, of course...
I assume, if I can interrupt for a misogynistic joke...
You about to mansplain something?
No. No, this is just what I imagine. I imagine that lady knights were the professional softball players of the Middle Ages.
Do you want to take him out? I'll just watch.
That's off the air when you hear, blood.
Oh God!
Yeah,
I stand by that joke. It's a joke. Good Lord, are we going to be that kind of show where we're that far left leaning?
Just let her talk.
as long as you tell good jokes.
That was a good joke. I don't hear y'all making any jokes at all.
I laughed at the misogyny comment a minute ago, but okay.
I appreciate it.
Anyway, moving on. Joan of Arc, though we think of her as being kick-ass, she never received knighthood, though there were female knights in France.
Oh,
so just thought that was interesting.
What's the time period for Joan of Arc? Is there a year?
It was like 1200s.
1200,
Yeah. Yeah. So long time ago.
You remember Joan of Arcadia? That was a good show.
I did not watch that show,
Really?
but I do remember that show. Yes. So anyway, there's my little tidbit that You go, Sir Brienne of Tarth.
She's so great, and her smile after she got knighted was just. Well, she's usually so serious.
So she's in good company.
Why so serious? Sorry.
So
that's a Marvel character, right?
No,
that's DC. Oh.
I know.
I
know just enough to screw up and
my
piss
comic
y'all
book
off.
soul is just screaming.
I know. Man, I've done a number today, misogyny and messing up all the DC and Marvel universe.
Well, you better not mess up this next one because we'll all beat you up because we're talking about Beyonce. So
what is she, Marvel or DC? I don't know.
She's all.
She's she just spans all the things. Okay.
So this weekend, first off, I normally
you made enemies this weekend, right? Is that what that meant?
No.
You said you pissed people off.
Oh, no. I just said, don't at me because Beyonce wrote one of the greatest country songs of all time.
Well, no, you said people unfollowed you. What were you talking about? Was it about that?
No. That was about something else.
You pissed some people off about something else?
Yeah.
Let's talk about that.
Well,
okay, sorry, Beyonce.
Back to Beyonce. So on the flip side of that, I actually got a ton of followers on Instagram and here's the thing. I don't care if you follow me on social media. I think it's a Miss Cellophane. I'm not at those
but
apps.
I like you said, he still said it though.
Well, because I don't even know if that's my name on social media.
I think it is. That's what I think.
Yeah.
So.
I think it is, but I think cellophane is spelled weird. I only know this because you send me memes all day.
Cellophane, that's how it's spelled, is with a C.
It is spelled weird. That's why. Because cellophane's a weird word.
CELLOPHANE. That's how it's spelled.
I thought like the O was like a 0 or something is more of what I meant. No, but I just looked at it. That's right. Miss Cellophane, one word.
But anyway, I watched, and I want to say this on air for everyone to know, 100% sober, because some people thought I wasn't. No. I watched Beyonce's Homecoming documentary on the Netflix. And
the Netflix.
And I loved it. As my singing along and comments would share on my Instagram stories. But another thing I really liked about it was just like how she really chose something that really shows off a part of Black culture that a lot of times people don't see unless you're in Black culture or grew up in the, Black culture with the historically Black colleges and the bands and the step team. And she had an orchestra and she had a choir, and they kind of all had that band feel. And fun fact, which not a lot of people know about me, but I was a coach and sponsor of a college step team for a while.
What?
Okay, ladies. Let's get
Did you know that?
I didn't know that at all. Why did you never tell this to me? Why is this my first time hearing about this?
Is that like the movie Stomp? Is that a step?
Are you thinking Stomp the Yard?
No.
That's band, right? That's a band?
No. Not Stomp.
What's the one with the drums? Drumline. Is it like Drumline?
No.
Man, I'm all over the place today. What are in these gummy bears? Are these funny? Are these special gummy bears?
No, they're just legit German gummy bears.
Could you imagine? I've had like 15 of these by now.
I think I'm tripping out on something, so I don't know. Anyway.
No, I didn't put any roofies
It's
in
not
them.
laced with anything?
No.
Right.
Anyway, it's really great. And whether you like Beyonce or not, it is filmed. Talk about filmed well. She actually, it talks the whole theory because she directed it. She had the camera set up where she wanted instead of the shots she wanted and helped stage everything in a certain way. She helped, and she talks about from a director standpoint, because I do some directing as well. I enjoy like her talking about her process and her talking about her design work and she casting people and all of this. And anyway,
so she was really the jack of all trades on this thing.
She's not just up there singing her little heart out. It was amazing.
She really controls what's her product, what's going to be seen and stuff.
Yeah, and one thing I didn't know until I watched it is she was supposed to do. She talks about, because this was Coachella last year, so 2018 Coachella. She was supposed to do 2017 Coachella, but that's when she got pregnant with the twins. And it said, which is crazy to visualize, Beyonce was 218 pounds when she gave birth.
Mm-hmm. Still hot.
And she had like high blood pressure and all these horrible things, preeclampsia and toxemia, and her baby's heartbeat stopped at one point in her womb, and she had to end up having an emergency C-section, and her body was so just wrecked after having these 2 kids. And then she talks about then after, because she had to have an emergency C-section and all these things that happened to her, it took her forever to bounce back. And what I really appreciated was you see her go on this process to start preparing for Coachella, and her dancing for the first time after giving birth. And she ain't got her Beyonce moves. And, you know, like it takes her some time. And she talks about how hard it was and how it was a lot of sacrifice, and it affected her mind and her body. And she was like, you know, she wanted to be a mom, but she wanted to be a mom. She wanted to be a wife. She wanted to be, you know, family, but she was also Beyonce. And I really like that because Beyonce is beautiful. I mean, she's beautiful and she's super talented, but she's so raw and honest in this documentary. And I loved it. And then when she's saying, her little Becky with the good hair song, I got very vocal in my Instagram because I still cannot. I don't understand you, Jay-Z. I don't understand how you could cheat on the most beautiful woman in the world with some skanky hoe, and then poor Becky with the good hair too. I gotta say, for the rest of everybody knows who she is.
It's true,
and she's just gonna be Becky with the good hair forever. So
at least she didn't call her by her real name.
Yeah. But anyway, I really enjoyed
it. And Jay-Z
it.
really married up and all that. And for him to, there's a meme that I saw where it's what it looks like to wake up next to Jay-Z, and it's this fish with big lips.
I saw that.
It's got teeth and stuff, and it's just like, you know. But you know. And
it's sad because I hope that Blue Ivy like grows into her mama's beauty, because right now she just looks like if Jay-Z was a little girl, and it makes me sad for her. But Beyonce's awesome and it's great. And I got all the feels. And, as of like, I watched it Saturday, and as of like Monday morning, I'd had about like 75 people watch my Instagram stories.
Nice.
Just being a fool. So anyway, loves me some Beyonce.
I bet that was hard for her, because she probably thought, she's like, when she couldn't just go right out and just start doing her stuff again, that probably, because I mean, if you're whoever you are, like an athlete or a performer or whatever, like you're like, I'm just gonna go do it, like it's not gonna be a big deal. But she had to actually work to get back to what she was normally doing.
And singing and dancing is hard enough anyways, and when your body goes that many changes, and she gained that much weight, and she had all this.
How tall is she? Like you said, 218.
I think she's 5'9" is what I've seen.
Because and I mean, of course, when she performs, she's wearing heels or boots or stilettos or something, but she looks like she'd be like 6'5" because of, they make her look very tall.
Yeah.
To have like a
so what she
presence.
wears, she can make her legs look longer and stuff.
Yeah.
And on a related, non-related note.
A related, non-related?
Yeah.
Okay.
So in this Coachella performance, she has Michelle and Kelly come out and they do a little Destiny's Child set, and I was all there for that. And then they just announced yesterday that they're going to do a Destiny's Child musical on Broadway, and so I'm going to be auditioning for that.
Yes.
We're going to forget that I'm white, but I'm going to do it.
Ladies, leave your man at home. Yeah. Picked up a little bottles in the. I thought you were going to join in.
I was going to pay my bills. Pay my telephone bills. Okay. Anyway, that's my lady bits for the week.
Hey, very nice.
That's good. Good for Beyonce. Yeah,
I like her.
Even at her most pregnant, she was still better looking than like anybody.
Yeah.
Like she could carry it well, so it didn't even matter. Plus, she already glows, and then she was like glowing more.
Yeah, she's just beautiful and wonderful. Oh gosh, she's only 5'6.5". She's shorter than me.
Wow,
oh, dang,
that's a lot of weight to carry on the small frame.
Yeah.
Well, it was twins, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
So, but still, that's no wonder she had all. I mean, that's a lot for her body to handle.
Yeah,
it's true.
Dang.
Yeah. Yas.
Yas, Queen Bee. Yas.
Do you remember that cat video that used to say that? The cat. Yas. Yas. All right. All right, you ready for your thing here? Wait, hold up. Let me get your So celebrity status?
Celebrity status.
Okay. Status. You could say that. That's what you could say in there.
I mean, I still like that intro a lot.
Okay.
So while scrolling through headlines, I just saw this headline. I mean, there's one like big story that I want to talk about, but and this headline just, the Duggars, who's courting, who's pregnant,
man.
who gives a fuck?
There's still a thing?
They're
Go
courting
away,
each other.
apparently.
I feel like it's their,
Incest.
It's like
their family tree is a wreath.
Yeah.
I cannot fucking stand the Duggars. There's no
They're
reason
the
on earth why you need to have
of a double standard when, very
Yes.
religious and then all that. Well, yeah.
I cannot stand them. I have a problem with any people having
Just stop right there. Any people,
yes, having too many kids.
Right.
Like, for one, if you have like 3 kids, that's enough.
Yeah.
And maybe that's just me being judgy. You got 3 kids, that's probably enough. You don't need no more.
Yeah.
But if you have 5+ kids, you cannot devote enough time to any of those kids unless they are super spread out and you're just a parent for 30 years with kids in the house.
Mm-hmm.
You cannot devote enough time to each of those kids for them to get like the things that they need. But if you have 19 kids, you do not care about any of those goddamn kids. Maybe the oldest 3, and then the rest you just, okay, you're
Well,
number 4, number 5, number 6.
They're just like people you met, like an acquaintance eventually because not enough time. They live
Like
away.
my distant cousin's kids. Who are you again?
Yeah, right.
Yeah, right. Okay, cool.
Why should
They
I
have
care?
to do a TV show because they can't afford.
Exactly. Anyway,
right, yeah.
Fuck the Duggars. Go away.
I didn't know there was. This is kind of similar because they're trashy, but I didn't realize that Mama June, they still had that show.
Yeah.
But the name of the show is From Not to Hot. Like, I feel like that's a very. Why would you agree to? Because she lost a lot of
Because
weight.
of the money.
So she just didn't. And apparently, because I was watching, they show Law and Order on Wii, and that's a station that comes on. Station. I sound like an old person. That's the channel that comes on. And they were saying like the commercial or the promo for the new season, the scandal that rocked America. I'm like, really? Mama June getting arrested rocked America. I just found out from the commercial.
What was she arrested for?
Domestic
Domestic,
dispute.
yeah.
Oh.
Yeah, with her
Oh.
Gino or whatever.
dude.
Yeah.
I hate
Her.
that.
He's a 10. No. By the way.
I hate that because because Mama June's family and little Honey Boo Boo and all that, like, you could say what you want about them being trashy. They were nice people.
Yeah.
They seemed to be nice people.
And
they
in
weren't
that-
hateful.
Right. Because
You
in
can
that,
be trashy
in that
and
world,
white trash is not
They
being nice
love
people.
their sketty.
They do. They do.
Because
I
in-
can't even say
in that little kid beauty pageant, there are awful, way awful,
absolutely.
Yeah.
shitty,
Yeah.
people. So yeah,
I mean, like,
John Benet much.
right, yeah. I know. At least she's still alive. Too soon.
She
I don't
clearly
know.
has
Too
never
soon.
eaten a fruit.
Oh.
Oh, that was bad. That was bad of me. I'm sorry.
Well, but
Because
she's
John Benet ate pineapple before she died or something.
right.
Oh, God.
Well, I mean, she's healthy now.
John Benet.
no.
Funny
She's lost a bunch of weight, probably. Oh.
God,
No,
this turned dark.
No. I mean, Mama June, she's like she's healthy now, so she probably does eat fruit.
Sure.
Or maybe she
Sure.
had a
I
lap
always thought that she was.
band.
I always thought she was pretty. I was. Never mind. Anyway,
Wait, which one?
Mama June.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Okay. I mean, you're cool.
Yeah, that's why you don't. Yeah, a good thing you don't have to. You're not looking at the ladies for.
Okay. Anyway, the actual story I wanted to talk about. This headline made me go, "What?" Lori Loughlin secretly returning to Fuller House.
Whoa. So like on work release or something?
For several weeks now, Lori Loughlin has been at the center of one of the most high-profile celebrity controversies in recent memory. Blah, 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 blah. We all know about it. Loughlin has become the face of the quote-unquote Varsity Blues investigation. That's what the FBI is calling it. It's called the Varsity Blues.
That's true, yeah.
I don't want your life.
I don't want your life.
That's what they should have called it. I don't want your life.
But they always had to say it in a very country accent
Yeah.
every time.
And make that horrible James Vanderbeek meme face where he's crying. He's
Right.
So it says, for obvious reasons, all of the investigation has made Loughlin a toxic presence in Hollywood, and on the outset, many expected that she would never work again. So you can imagine our surprise when Radar Online reported that Laughlin would be returning to Fuller House for the show's final season.
First off, good.
Oh. This is the
good,
final
it's the
season?
final season.
Absolutely.
I think the Hallmark Channel went bankrupt after she got arrested because she made about 80% of their programming.
Okay. Full House.
All right.
When it was on, I think a lot of people loved that show for like its innocence for whatever reason. A lot of people really liked Full House. I liked it as a kid. I was also 5 when it like finished airing. But
it was like something you could watch and it didn't require much thought. I mean, it was just kind of like you could watch it. It was, there's some feel good stuff. Sometimes, the ladies like John Stamos.
There you go.
So.
But it much in the way of Friends, it's not an important show to the American lexicon. In my mind.
Oh, bitch.
All right.
You
True
crossed
about
a line. Yeah. Yes, Full House.
All right. Say something else.
It was shit then, and it stands the test of time.
Say something else so me and you'll be on the same level of in hot water with her because I'm pretty deep.
Candace Cameron Bure can suck it.
Oh, I agree with that.
Fuck
that does
that
not
bitch.
hurt my feelings at all.
She's so religious with
what?
her hockey husband.
Fuck her fucking brother. Fuck them both.
He ruined a great show. He got all religious at the end of Growing Pains.
He just ruined a lot.
He's the worst. He is the star, director, and producer of apparently the worst rated movie on Rotten Tomatoes ever.
Uh-huh. I've heard, yeah.
And that makes me so happy because I cannot fucking
doesn't he
stand
look his face, doesn't he look like somebody like on a Law and Order episode where he seems like he's amazing, but he's really like this dark monster, you know what I mean?
Yes.
And he murders hookers and buries them behind his house or whatever.
He probably does.
On the grounds
Let's just say that he does that.
On the grounds of
And
purging them of their sin.
Yes.
Yeah.
Not
Libel.
to step on your celebrity toes, but I think there is an amazing story that is connected to our community that we forgot. Yes, that we forgot to discuss, which is
Joanna Gaines is a man, baby.
No, it's related though. Martha Stewart this week said she had never heard of Chip and Joanna, and she didn't know who they were. And it was so good because all I could think about is that Mariah Carey. I don't know her, and I'm like, yes, Martha Stewart. Love you. You just smoke your pot with Snoop Dogg and you do all the things.
Go to jail for
I will Martha Stewart
tax
Kmart
evasion
all day, and there's not a Kmart anymore. But I loved it so much.
That was
Yes.
Because she was, I don't know if she still is one of the queens of home design and everything, If Martha Stewart hasn't heard of you, then
Sorry about it.
Oh, and that had to sting Joanna a little bit because she probably worshipped Martha for a while.
But she probably acts like she doesn't care.
Oh,
but
no.
she does.
Yeah.
It's okay. She's hanging out with J-Lo now.
Who?
That's right.
Joanna, JoJo, and J-Lo.
Yeah.
She's helping her redo her house or something.
I'd rather hang out with Snoop Dogg.
And Martha Stewart.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Martha
Stewart?
Martha Stewart.
Oh, okay.
I'd rather go to prison and smoke some weed with Snoop Dogg.
There you go.
So...
All right.
I love
then
it.
go stand in line for a fucking cupcake that they don't make.
That there's not even weed in it.
Spoilers.
They don't
make
them.
those cupcakes.
None of the stuff with their name on. You think? I really think people think all their furniture is made by Chip or something, or designed.
Yeah. Why does it have a "Made in China" sticker on the back?
Right. Yeah.
For real.
Don't they own China now?
Probably.
I bet China, Texas.
Anyway,
China
Lori
Spring.
Loughlin, I don't
China
have
Spring,
a serious
yeah.
opinion about her as a person. Does she deserve to go to jail? Probably. Does she is she a horrible person? What she did? Probably.
I think maybe she's going to take the brunt of people just being fed up with celebrities getting away with stuff.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, yeah, she did something wrong, but it's we're kind of putting she's kind of like the punching bag. Yeah, take that, celebrities, even though, she's just one person. But
she is getting it more than Felicity Huffman, and
because
know why?
Felicity Huffman admitted it.
And Felicity Huffman is actually talented.
Oh,
true. Yeah.
Anyway, fuck Full House.
Laughlin's kind of a one-trick pony.
Fuck Fuller House. Fuck Candace Cameron Bure. John Stamos can get it.
Aw.
And Alanis Morissette fucked Dave Coulier. So
Right.
cut it out.
That was the one I could never understand why he was on that show. Even when he would do his comedy. Even when he would do his comedy, I'm like, you're a professional comedian. You're supposed to be a professional comedian. I never got it.
Yeah.
I never could see.
He's a professional comedian that also lives at home with his
Right, yeah.
with
in
his
the
2
basement
brothers
of,
and
yeah.
7 children.
Yeah.
They're not his brothers. They're his friends.
Oh, whatever.
Oh, that's right.
Well, Jesse was Danny's brother-in-law.
Yeah. No.
Okay.
Yeah.
Have you ever heard? Have you ever seen?
Wait, then what the fuck was Joey doing there?
He was just his best friend.
Yeah, his best friend. That.
Well, I mean, like I knew that like Bob Saget and John Stamos were like brother-in-laws.
Right.
I just assumed Joey was like also in there somewhere for the same reason.
He was a pedophile that they invited in. I don't know. No, he was just his best friend. I guess that because he had 3 girls, so he needed 3 guys to. It's hilarious. It's zany.
Zany.
Have you ever heard Bob Saget stand up? Good lord, he is completely different than Danny Tanner. I mean,
Bob
I know
Saget is just an American treasure.
he is. He's very self-deprecating too. Like when he's on shows and he can't be like really gross and nasty like he normally is, but he's still really good. I love that he's different than
Half baked when he's like, ever snorted crack off a hooker's dick?
Once or twice.
it's awesome when you see the juxtaposition of when is that the right word?
Yeah.
When it's because it's just even funnier.
Yeah. So there you go.
There you go.
I just
that's
had
all
to
my
bring
celebrity shit.
that up. I love it.
It's my celebrity status.
Should it be celebrity shit?
Celebrity status.
Celebrity titties.
Celebrity.
You call it what you want. I'm going to call
That's
it celebrity titties.
So we were batting that idea around.
Oh, but we didn't want to
Get
be
it?
boob punches.
Weak.
All right, we gotta get out of here. So go ahead and plug your stuff again. I know you got it.
Yeah, buy your tickets for June 1st. Waco Warp double feature. Facebook, find Waco Warp, and you can find the links there. And we'll be out at Free Comic Book Day at Bankston's on Saturday, May the 4th. And then also that very evening, Randy and I will be on stage doing improv that Friday night, May 3rd, and Saturday, May 4th. So we got a busy weekend.
Oh, yeah. Sure do.
And that was all your stuff, too?
Yeah. Special performances before Rocky Horror by Spin the Dreidel, Logan Barry Bush, and Serena Salvatore.
Spinda Dreidel.
Spinda
Dreidel.
Yeah.
Spinda Dreidel.
Spinda.
That's the first name, Spinda.
Spinda.
Yeah.
And Dreidel. Perfect.
Yeah.
First name Spin, middle name Duh, last name Dreidel. Spin, Duh, Dreidel.
Like
Or maybe
Ben.
just Spin, the Dreidel.
Okay.
We're playing
Whichever.
with it.
Playing with
we're
it.
workshopping it.
I think you're spending a lot of time on that. I think you should just
Spinda.
spin the dreidel and get over it.
Weak.
All right. You guys remember how to end this?
Yep.
Remember how we're doing it?
Yes.
All right. Yeah. All right. Guess what, folks? That's the show, and we are
out of
here.
That was awesome.
Thanks for listening to the Weekly Yak.
No, sir, I didn't like it.
Check us out at weeklyyak.com. Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram.
Lighthouses rule.
And subscribe to us on iTunes.
Keep looking up, because that's where it all is.